Well, with winter weather officially here, the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning and other home safety concerns are rising. SSM Health family medicine physician and wellness coach Dr. Roopa Shah joins us today with tips on how to stay safe at home and on the road during these winter months. Now, Dr. Shah, the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning goes up in the winter, often from faulty heating systems in folks' home. Now, what are some things we should all keep in mind when it comes to that carbon monoxide poisoning?
Yeah, so there are, over 400 reported deaths each year, according to the CDC, from carbon monoxide poisoning. So it is something we should be thinking about. The problem with carbon monoxide, of course, it's a poisonous gas that is odorless and colorless, so you just never know.
Right.
It can come from all sorts of faulty appliances, furnaces, generators, things like that. So it's good to check those sorts of things in your home this time of year, and then make sure you have functioning carbon monoxide monitors on every floor, especially outside your sleeping areas.
Right.
Another thing I like to tell folks is even if you're traveling, you're going to these Airbnbs or VRBOs and things like that, taking a portable carbon monoxide monitor.
That's a great idea.
Can be another really good idea too, just taking responsibility for your own safety in those situations. So symptoms really mild initially. You can get some dizziness, headaches. With more exposure, it can progress to vomiting, unconsciousness, and then eventually death. So really just being on the lookout for symptoms if people aren't feeling well in the house too. Yeah.
Now let's talk about travel. You know, whether it's driving across town to a friend's gathering or across the state beyond, what are some ways that we can stay safe when the weather is unpredictable? Something we've seen here in the last few weeks.
Yeah, especially living in Wisconsin, we got to be ready for all sorts of conditions. So number one, I always say too, let people know that you're on your way when you're leaving, when they should expect you. So if something doesn't go according to plan, they kind of know where you were going. Have a safety kit ready in your car, right? I mean, most of us carry our cell phone, but make sure you have your portable charger. Make sure you have some supplies. You know, you can have matches, candles, blankets, your ice scraper. Make sure you have your winter-ready kit in the trunk of your car ready to go, just in case something unfortunate happens. You never do know. Being prepared, I think, in Wisconsin is the key
and you know, this for some people this might seem redundant, but it's good to have these reminders, and because you really never know. And even if you think you're a good winter driver, it's the other folks on the road that might cause the problem. So some good reminders there. Now, what are some things you can do to stay safe if you do become stranded on the road? Obviously, worst case scenario, but it's a possibility.
It could happen. So again, make sure you're pulled off well enough from the side of the road that no one else is gonna, run into you. Again, hopefully you have some of those supplies in your car. You want to just run your car, if you have to turn the heater on, just for about 10 minutes every hour. You don't want to leave it running. Make sure the tailpipe isn't blocked, just for carbon monoxide reasons. And don't leave your car, unless you can get help pretty quickly. You want to stay near your vehicle so folks can find you.
It's when people get out of the car on the side of the road where things can happen. So, all right, Dr. Shah, good reminders. Where else can people find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shah.
All right, thank you as always.